In this video, we'll review importing an animated character and how to recognize if a model has animation on import. All of our characters have animation, and these were crafted in Autodesk Maya or Autodesk 3ds Max. When we select any animated character, we'll see in the animation section in the inspector that there's animation available. We can preview this animation by clicking on the play button, and here we see the boy character walking. We don't see any other clips at the moment, as it's simply selected to use the Move clip, frames 1 through 25. Just to show this process again, I'll bring in a new Sheep FBX and look at that import process. If you've got another character you'd like to bring in, or would like to modify one of the existing ones and re-import, this will show you what it looks like when you bring in that model. I'll import in a new character, importing in a new asset, and browsing on my desktop to select the Sheep FBX. I brought in my Sheep FBX, a copy of the sheep we already have in this project. What we can see here is that this sheep comes in with 120 frames of animation, and we can recognize it has animations because there's something available here in the inspector. If we look here at the blocks in the environment models, we can see that there's no animation imported. We have a checkbox for import animation, but at the moment there's nothing going on in here, so even importing it doesn't give us any additional information. And here, this notice says no animation data is available in this model. I'll uncheck it and leave the blocks as a static model. Back here in the characters then, we can see that when the sheep comes in, Unity has recognized that animation automatically, and we're ready to break it into clips. The default clip is named Take 001 and is whatever the frame range that model was exported with. This sheep had 120 frames from 1 to 120 as it was exported from Autodesk Maya, and that's the frame range that came across. You can verify if an animation came in, again simply by hitting play, and we can see that the frames are running, showing us what frame that animation takes place on, and the sheep is animating, both in a walk and an idle. When a model comes in and it's got an animation on it, we'll also see that animation available here in the assets in the project window. What we see here on this sheep that's already part of the project is there's the sheep, different objects that are part of that sheep hierarchy, such as the bones, and then finally the sheep itself. There's the sheep mesh and move, the default animation it was imported with. This move animation then is ready to be segmented apart, which we'll do in a state machine in a later video. There's also a sheep avatar, again created automatically, and this is how we can recognize readily that an object has animation and that animation is importing correctly.